Hello, and welcome to the... Welcome to The View. We have to start our show by saying that, like everybody else, our hearts are broken and go to the family of Natasha Richardson, who passed away last night. A brilliant actress, a wonderful woman, and...
It just makes you cry.
Yeah.
And both she and Liam Neeson, I mean, they've been on with us so many times.
Yeah.
How old are their
friends.
children,
12 and 13.
Yeah.
And the 13-year-old was with her when the accident happened. It's just too sad.
Yeah. And our hearts are with you guys. You know, it's tough. It's a tough one. But now, on a lighter note, a happier note, shall we say, our friend Carl Reiner is turning 87 tomorrow. And Barbara, we were talking about, well, Barbara, you tell the story.
We were talking last week about the Catholic Church, which said that the greatest invention for women was the washing machine.
Right.
And some of us said, no, it was the birth control pill or this or that. And I talked about Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner, who did the most wonderful thing for years, called The Man Who Was 2,000 Years Old. I don't know if any of you remember this. But Mel Brooks was supposedly a man who was 2,000 years old discussing the past. And Carl Reiner was interviewing him. And Carl Reiner said, and what do you think is the greatest invention? And Mel Brooks said, Saran wrap. Well, I sort of agree that it was one of the great inventions. So we talked about it and laughed, and I got an email from Carl Reiner, because the last time they recorded any of The Man Who Was 2,000 Years Old was in the year 2000. He said, Dear Barbara, you are now the godmother of a new projected recording, a CD, of the 2,000-year-old man. Mel Brooks and I have been mulling over the idea of doing one, and after hearing all of you on The View discussing the inventor of the washing machine, we decided to stop mulling and start recording. So I wrote back and said, I'm thrilled, and this came back today, not as thrilled as I am. Can't wait to see the 2,000-year-old man hit on you and the other lovelies on your wonderful show. Whoa. But first we got to make the CD. Love, Carl.
That's
well, happy birthday, and Mel and Carl.
Yeah,
we're here.
Come on. To do it.
2,000 years old. Don't you think so? 2,000-year-old man, that kind of goes with me.
You know what, Barbara? To them, you're jailbait.
And speaking of jailbait, Sherry, you're a little irritated with some stuff, are you not?
I am very frustrated. You know, it was a comment. I made a comment at the Oscars. I thought it looked like the NAACP Image Awards.
Yes.
And you said, Joy, I didn't notice that there were a lot of black people. And I did, because I think we, you know, minorities, we notice when there is a lot of us.
A presence.
A presence there.
Or something missing.
Or something missing, a lack thereof. And it's frustrating to me, because I'm looking at these TV, and I don't see anybody that looks like me. There's no, you know, they've canceled, you got...
you mean nighttime TV?
Nighttime TV.
All you have to do is look over.
Yeah, and then you see... And Oprah, yeah, daytime, see, we've got it together. But at night, but you look at TV, all of these shows, these sitcoms that have, you know, feature minorities in the cast, they're canceling them. They're taking Everybody Hates Chris off the air, and Girlfriends, and these shows, and I'm looking, and I'm getting really frustrated, and they canceled D.L. Hughley's show and David Allen Greer's show.
What are you doing about it?
You're working on a pilot.
Well, you finish, then I want to say something.
Well, I was just saying, I don't know what we have to do if we have to get behind the scenes.
Do what you're doing. You work on a pilot.
That's what I'm saying. Thank goodness for cable, because cable seems to be giving people more of a shot, minorities more of a shot. My pilot will be on Lifetime, about a single mother trying to raise her child. And I'm hoping that people can look and go, you know, I can relate to her on a universal theme, but also because she looks like me. It's nice to be a producer of a project and bring minorities in to work on my project.
We always, I mean, yes, one should, and I'm sure Hispanics feel the same way, but we did a little checking this morning. There are currently 20 network shows that have at least one or two African Americans. I can go through the whole list.
Yeah, one or two verses.
Well, 1 or 2 out of 3, or 1 or 2 out of 5.
1 or 2 out of...
Let me just say that 20 is not a small number. It's certainly, look, I'm not going to get into an argument with you over this, because you're absolutely right. I am saying that when you look at 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, 20 network shows, every one of it feature.
And you know what? And let me tell you,
but it is something to be. It is not quite as bleak.
Is it still though?
Yes, it is bleak. There's 70 pilots that are being developed, only with white leads.
Yeah.
There's only 4 that are being developed that have minority leads.
Do you still think it's a situation where we have is it like the token black person? Like remember Friends?
Yeah,
it took them forever. Right.
But do you think that this is the network that's doing it, or this? I mean, nobody's doing this deliberately.
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's the fact that you have Tyler Perry who produces all of it. He does everything himself. His shows are doing great on the cable station TBS. So I think Whoopi had her show Strong Medicine, which was on Lifetime. It ran for 7 years? 7 years. So I don't know if it's that we have to get, instead of going minorities, we got to be actors. Maybe get behind the camera and get in the power position.
Shows that maybe that you feel like you're able to relate to more. This has been a long-standing argument, rightfully so. And I think now we're seeing it in a new context. We have Barack Obama, first black president. I think that people now, the expectation is in a good way raised, so that maybe there will be, and maybe it will take a few pilots to kind of get things
speak up for the Chinese right now.
Go for it.
We don't see enough Asians. We don't see a lot of Asian people.
No.
But I do have to say thank goodness for Shonda Rhimes, who's got Grey's Anatomy, because you'd never see a black chief of staff unless it was at a real hospital. Yeah. So, we're
there were
making
way
inroads.
too many Italians on The Sopranos, frankly. Way too many.
Well, this is an argument I've had for the last 23 years. Most of the pieces that I did would not have had a black lead because they weren't written for me. None except for Color Purple was written for me. That was written specifically for Jumpin' Jack Flash was for Shelley Long.
The Sister Act?
Sister Act was for Bette Midler.
The Burglar?
Burglar was for Bruce Willis.
You're kidding me.
Fascinating. Well, let's hope that there is more. Let's be happy for the ones that there are, because there still are quite a few.
Yours is coming.
And yours is coming.
Hopefully
ABC has something called Lincoln Heights, which is, it's on ABC Family with an all-black cast. So,
it's on the cable.
So,
thank goodness for cable networks who want to give a show.
Now, speaking of a brother on late-night TV, President Barack Obama is making history tonight when he becomes the first sitting president to ever do a late-night talk show with an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
Yeah. Good.
I think that's fine.
They're knocking him on. I'm watching some show this morning on MSNBC. Morning Joe, maybe, I think. And they were knocking him for it, that this is because the economy is in such a toilet and he should not be going on shows and making it.
Wherever he can talk to, and he can talk to everybody. He's on the internet. He's talking on Jay Leno. If he was here in New York, he'd be sitting with us, I'm pretty sure, because he loves Barbara.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
By the way, all white, all these late-night shows, they're all white.
Oh, yeah, don't even...
Arsenio Hall was the last... Whoopi was the last.
I was the last black and female, and the only female.
The only female
in late night.
Maybe Jay can also get some, answers that we need on a very practical, candid way. On what the heck is going on, and why didn't Geithner show up in front of Congress?
What the hell's going on?
Geithner? I think Jay can maybe get some answers.
Barack did his town hall meeting. What I loved is that he goes to the people. It's not scripted, where they can ask him any kind of question. One of the first questions they asked him at the town hall meeting was, "Are you going to run for president? After your 4 years is up?" And he said, "No, you'll let me know if I'm going to run for president."
He didn't really want to have the town hall meetings in the beginning, but remember that during the election, he didn't want that format. Now he's not dealing with it.
There are people who say he's doing too much. He's overexposed. He's on television too much.
He's got a lot on his plate.
Right. And on the other hand, he's trying very hard to take whatever avenue he can to answer a lot of the things that none of us understand.
He has a huge, he's got a great audience.
Jay is also pretty keen in terms of politics, and I do think they'll have a great debate. Watch and you'll see.
Well, great discussion.
Come on with us too.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, I think Barack Obama, president, will come on with us when he gets back to the East Coast.
I'd let him take care of what's going on before going
I want him to come visit us because I think our audience has questions like all audiences do. And so I would not be unhappy if he came here so you could ask him the questions that you wanted.
Bush never came.
I think it's important to see him in many places.
I don't know why, but George Bush never showed up. He was on vacation 1/3 of his administration.
He's gone.
Look, if we're going to have a vacation day, guess what? No vacation when you have a BlackBerry.
With more hot topics.